Hello, my name is Michael Samuel Webb, and in this tutorial we are going to be we are in lesson 13. This will be our final for the class Windows Server 2016 Data Center. I'm using at the moment VirtualBox provided by Oracle. In this tutorial I'm briefly going to go over using ADAC, which is just your Active Directory Administrative Control, and inside of that I'm going to be using comma separated value data exchange. It's a CSVDE, in order to add some users, and I'll be also using lightweight data interchange format data exchange, LDIFDE, in order to create some groups and some folders, and to do a few things that I have already some files pre-created here. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we are going to create a user and computer object. Okay, so in order to do that, first what we'd want to do, of course, is we'd want to new, well, you'd want to actually use your scripting. You would want to new, and then you'd want to add a new add computer, and just follow your scripting, and then once you run your scripting, it'll ask you for the name, and la-di-da, you give it a name, and da-da-da, stop your scripting, and you have come outside of that with this, which I came up with. I went ahead and in my computers, actually I went ahead and I named the computer CPU1. Okay. Next, with PowerShell, we want to create, well, just as I showed you, we'd want to maybe create a user using the scripting method, which I've recently found to be, we'll just hit clear, a lot easier to use the scripting, but in this instance, if we're going to create a user, new add user, okay, you can name it however, whatever you like. We'll stop that, and as proof, the user, I named him user1. Okay, user1. I'll set him up here with the full name, and password, display name, la-di-da. Okay, next, using using the comma separated value data exchange, we'd want to create 2 user accounts. Okay, so in order to do this, we would want to use new, I already have it written here as our DN object, our SAM account, our surname, given name, and user principal. In this instance, I used 3 and 4, users 3 and 4. So in that instance, you would go here. I have everything on my desktop, so I want to point everything to my desktop. So would then enter CSVDE IF, and then of course I would put in my new users dot CSV. I enter that in, tackle it in, boom, and it enters in my new users 3 and users 4. Alright, next we're going to use our lightweight data interchange format data exchange, our LDIFDE, in order to create a sales folder, and then a sales OU, and then use that sales OU to actually put the users into it. So I have also a sales IDF here, DNCN user here, blah 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 blah. You just script this in and go into your control panel, or your command prompt again, CD, point to my desktop. This is just where I have my file saved. So then I would use my LDIFDE -I -F, and then I have it in my sales.idf, pointed to my desktop, and imports it from here and imports it into my sales. My sales group inside my OU here. Alright, so now what we are going to do is move on to our lesson 14 content for the final, and in here we're going to create a campus, and inside of that we are going to call that campus Walter State Community WSCC, and we're going to create facility students and network administrative accounts, and we are going to need to log in and be able to use a folder, in this case faculty folder, as I have here, and I'm doing this all via I'm currently using all this via my domain controller, alright, that we've been using throughout the semester. So we are going to go out and we are going to log in and check our credentials against being able to either read, write, or modify this folder here, which is shared amongst the Walter State, the WSCC, the WSCC OU here. So let's go ahead and sign it out. Okay, so now we're trying to what we want to do is we're going to check and see if students can access the faculty's file. Logging in under WSCC. Faculty only. Access is denied. So students cannot access the faculty folder. Next, we're going to try our network administrator, which we will set the network administrators to where they can actually access the file. In the last bit, last segment of this tutorial for this section. Next we'll try logging in again under CC, and you don't have this mission, continue, try continue, nope, still can't do it. Alright. So now we will see if our faculty can access the faculty file, share file. To right, we're still under the WSCC login, and we're going to let it load. Okay, now that we've loaded and signed in as faculty under WC, we were going to see if we could access and manipulate. Yep. And let's see if we can make changes. Let's see, it said 2019. Okay, we'll just say that. And say yes. So, yes, we can. So, alright, what we have demonstrated in this section is creating a share file, a share folder with some text in it, and allowing permissions for persons, certain individuals to be able to access the folder. So now we are going to delegate full administrative rights for the campus network administrators. So we're going to go ahead and log in. And our share folder, we are going to allow through security our network administrators. Admins, we're going to allow them full control. Okay, so we'll sign out because before we could not. The only people who could access it was the faculty. So now we're going to delegate full admin rights to the WSCC network administration, which is what we just did. So while we're still under WSCC, and now as under network administrators with full privilege, we have full privilege. See if we can make changes, and we can, and we did that through changing our, see how we are sharing, and through network admins, and through allowing all network admin to have full security protocol. Alright, well, that sums it up for our WSCC members and share folders being able to access the share folder. I showed that the faculty were the only ones that were allowed, the students weren't allowed to access the folder, the network administrators wasn't allowed to until after we delegated full admin rights to them, to the campus folder, until we delegated those rights to them, then they could, network administrators could. So we're going to move on to our third and our final, and it looks like if you can access education works. Okay, it looks like that looks like everything except we're going to start our server DC and our server A and workstation A, and we're going to be working with J. Wayne and B. Smith and their groups. So we're going to move on to that now. Okay, so for our we're still working in our final for lesson 15 content. Our last lab is to start a starter GPO here in our group policy management. So here we're going to start a starter GPO, and we are going to inside of our class 2020 domain, we're going to name it Offsite Campus. Okay. Alright, there it is. Just so I got proof as I'm going along. I will be back with you in just a moment to show you what we're going to do with this. For the sake of the video, I'm trying to make it shorter, but I'm inside the group policy editor, and inside of this editor here, for one, on the offsite campus, which I'm going to show you here later, to keep the video short because I'm running at 18 minutes now. I'm in the offsite campus inside of the group policy editor on our server A, and I am disabling one of the apps. It's called Cortana. So you have to enable it and then show, and then you have to go in and disable settings here, and then you can write out policy things and discouragement, whatever, but you have to make sure to apply them. So that's what I'm doing inside of here. So I will show you more here in just a few. This is another quick look at desktop options. Prohibit user from manually redirecting folders, hide and disable items, remove cleanup wizard, my documents, blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is just some of the stuff that you can do inside of your group policy editor for any GPO that you create. And as I said, I'll prove this stuff here later. I just wanted to prove to you this is where you go to do these things. So here we are inside of our GPS, and another way to get here is GP edit. You go to run and gpedit.msc, just kind of a faster way to get here. Well, you see allow Cortana is okay, so you want to go here and you want to disable, okay, and that's all you got to do and apply. And whatever users that you put into this your created my created GPO, whatever group or user that you put into there, it will not show up here when they log on. So basically that's why the gist of that. So okay, and this is for the severe lock, and we want to remove. It's under user configuration, start menu, taskbar, and your GPO editor, and we're going to put marketing OU into severe lock, and we're going to remove the menu from the start menu. So we're going to disable it, and we're going to apply that, hit OK, and that's it. Alright, and I'll see you at the logins, and we're almost finished at 22 minutes. Alright, so now we're back, and I'm going to show you we are in our excuse me, I'll say some files, severe lock and group policy, here on server A. We have to demonstrate that we changed some policies in here in order to, one was no Cortana and the other was no run for Bill Smith. So we've got those locked into here with Bill Smith and the marketing in the delegation for severe lock, and then for the one for offset campus was set up so that John Wayne can access gaming, the run configuration, and Cortana. So now what we are going to do is we are going to step away from our server A and go straight over to our work machine, and we're going to log in as John Wayne and see if we have the Cortana and run option. Just a second, and if everything's configured correctly, we should see Cortana. I'm getting some lag, so I want to edit out just to shorten the video. Okay, so here we are on our Windows 10 Enterprise, and as you can see, we have Cortana. When you have these options, the cool thing is you do not have to restart when you are reconfiguring these options. This is something that you can do and not have to restart your machine, and it just automatically, the policy automatically takes hold. So we're allowed to do that with John Wayne, and we are allowed Alright, and we are allowed to use, I'm getting a lot of lag here. Oh geez, okay. Run option, CMD, and when you have the policy turned off, it will just say, you know, access policy, access is denied. You can't, it won't allow you to pull this up. So good deal. Alright, we got this one pulled up, and we got one more for our number 15, and I'll be back in just a second. We'll log off, sign off here, and look at Bill Smith. Alright, now we are going to log on as Bill Smith. Maybe. And when we pull up here, I think in the policy I completely disabled Cortana, so we may or may not see it. And our gaming option's off, and our run option is off. Alright, we're logged on as Bill Smith, and we are, as you can see, I can do nothing here. I can't click here. My run option is available, but when you go to click here, it just tells you absolutely, it just don't let you search. And as well, our gaming function is off as well, so I can't do anything here. So that looks like that wraps up number 15. And this is Michael Samuel Webb, and Windows Server 2016 Datacenter. This is the end of the final. Yay, and I've just under 30 minutes on my video, so I hope you enjoyed, and I used VirtualBox and got a lot of lag in it, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much. It's been a great semester.